The UK might.
No, like through Zoom.
Well, shit. I don't know. I'm about to go walk over there and see it. You're about to just start playing the interviews, right?
Huh? Who are you talking
I'm
to?
trying to see the draft.
Dude, we're about to go live right now.
I thought you were about to play the interviews, though.
Yeah, but we got to just say, hey.
Oh, okay.
Can you look on YouTube and just see
Nah.
Derek Stingley?
I said he might go top 3. Remember that article? I didn't say shit, actually. I read it somewhere. So.
Board is looking good. Remember, the interviews aren't that long.
Oh, yeah. I was like in my mind thinking that like we're gonna have like 45 minutes.
Can you look on YouTube and see if we're live right now? I have
it is. I got a notification.
Okay, because I have it on the holding slide at the moment.
So I go to YouTube. I don't have anything for us.
What's this site here? What does it say?
The Burgundy Zone Live, DubCity Draft live from Fedex Field.
I'm waiting until 8:30 to do the intro. Huh?
You can hear us talking.
Washington football. Woo! Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the episode. I am your host, Kyle. I am joined by my two co-hosts, Michael Hall and Michael Reed. The Burgundy Zone is a part of the Frederick Podcast Network. You can find out more by going to www.listedfrederick.com. But this episode live from FedEx Field, we're very excited to be able to be here to announce the pick with you guys.
Yes, sir.
But before we get into up-to-date of what's happened in the NFL draft so far, why don't we go down? I'm going to play you guys recaps of our interviews with Kendall Fuller, Logan Thomas, Jonathan Allen as well. It was awesome being able to interview these guys and being able to sit down at a table with them. So without further ado, let's hear from Jonathan Allen. All right, everybody. Hi, it's Kyle. I am joined by my two co-hosts, Michael Hall and Michael Reed. But we are joined by defensive tackle, the face of the Washington Commanders, Mr. Jonathan Allen. Thank you for joining us tonight, sir. How are you doing?
Excited, draft night.
The first thing I want to say is it's awesome the fact that you're doing this. Just coming around here, sitting, talking to content creators like us. It's awesome that you're doing that. It speaks a lot about you as a person, but also it's just the face of the franchise. You deserve it. But my first question for you, draft night, it's big for prospects, right? So for you personally, what was it like getting that call?
The draft night is so long. You wake up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. You have media all day. You're getting dressed. You're doing photo shoots. You're meeting with family. You're just dealing with speculation about where you're going to go all day and night. And then the draft comes and each pick lasts 3 minutes?
Yeah.
And then it really feels like an hour per pick. And,
Oh my God.
it's a lot.
It takes a long time.
It does. And then after I got drafted, I didn't go to sleep until 12 o'clock, 1, because I had interviews for a couple hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just letting it sink in. I'm about to go back home. And then you wake up at 6 a.m. and you take the owners usually fly you out to the team the next day. So it's a lot, man. But, their life's about to change for the better. And they're about to live a moment that they'll never forget.
Let me piggyback that question off with this. You know, you're probably one of the more special, because you're a unique situation, especially here with Washington. You've been through some turmoil here with everything that's going on, different coaching regimes. What is it like now in contrast to before, pre-Rivera, to post?
I feel like the thing that's probably the most frustrating is the underachieving. Like people who aren't fans of the team and don't really know about us, they think they're just not a good team. That's not the case at all. Before Alex Smith got hurt, we were 6-2, 2-0 in the division, and then he gets hurt and we go 7-9. And I don't want to say we've been unlucky, but I feel like that's a part of it. So I feel like it's been tough because I know how good we can be, and underachieving is what hurts, you know? But I feel like we're just heading in the right direction. The progress, obviously, we would have loved to win the division 2 times in a row and have everything been great. But I feel like times like last year really set teams up for success if they're able to capitalize on it and capture the feeling of what we went through last year. So I'm excited, man. There's a lot to be excited for. It's not like that false hope where you go from being 0-16 to, we have a chance for the Super Bowl.
Right, yeah.
We're a good football team, but we have to go out there and play it and do it week in and week out.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, and you mentioned the quarterback position. I mean, of course, with Alex, we were rolling. We brought in a different guy, Carson Wentz, somebody that you're familiar with, of course. You played against him multiple times. What is something that he brings to the table, and what kind of impresses you about his game?
It's funny, you see all the Carson slander.
Yeah.
And I get it, you know, TV personalities, they got to, like, I get it.
Skip Bayless has
But, like,
to. Yeah.
let's not forget, like, in 2017, he wins the MVP if he doesn't tear his
He was
ACL.
playing amazing.
You
Right.
Like, you don't go from almost winning the MVP to not be able to play in it. Like, I'm sorry.
Right.
So I know he can play great football. You know, he's got to come in and put in the work, which he's been doing.
Right.
I have nothing but the utmost confidence and faith in him. And as a defense, we have to give him as many opportunities as possible. So, you know, that's our mindset going into
And
it.
that's the other thing. People forget how good he was in 2017.
Yeah.
Like you said, like if you go back and watch those highlights, he made some amazing plays, especially against us.
It took me 4 years to beat him.
Right? Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I remember that
It took
game.
me 4 years.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, just to piggyback off that, just speak about 2019 as well. Like, he came out there and just had like minimum receivers, still put up numbers. So definitely looking forward to that. But you came into this last season, you took this amazing jump this last season, got to the Pro Bowl, everything like that. Who do you think on this roster coming up this season is going to take that jump like you did?
Man, I think I like Sweat.
Yeah.
Sweat is that dude.
Yeah.
Sweat is that dude. I mean, sacks are fecal when you're trying to measure a player's success based on sacks. You look at guys like Aaron Donald, T.J. Watt.
Right.
They make it look easier. They're great. And I'm not saying I'm not that or Sweat's not that, but people get caught up in sacks. But sacks are very situational. I had 9 sacks this year, and I say 7 of them I got a sack. Really, all of them. If my end doesn't keep contained, I don't get a sack. If the DBs don't cover, I don't get a sack. If my other 3 technique doesn't rush properly, I don't get a sack. So, like, there's so many times where Sweat misses sacks or doesn't get a sack, but he still affects the game. But I really feel like this year he's going to put it together. He's going to hit those high numbers we know he can hit. And I feel like, you know, Lord willing, he plays the full schedule and, you know, because health is always a big factor, you know what I mean? But as long as everything stays good, I really think he's going to dominate this year.
I mean, you look at some of these prospects this year at the Combine and, like, look at what they ran. Everybody's making a big deal about Trayvon Walker. Think about Montez Sweat at his size, running, what was it, a 4.41 or something? The fastest time this year was 6.51, or I'm sorry, 4.51. Like, Montez is unreal. That dude's a freak of nature.
When you walk in and you just look at Chase and Sweat, like, them some grown men.
They made fun of me at training camp.
To wrap this up, John, my last question for you. You were one of the 3 players chosen. Obviously, you're here for the future. With being the new Commanders, the face of the Commanders. I know that you have a brother, obviously, that's in the military. So the Commander's name, is it something unique to you, or have you embraced it? What do you think of it?
I think it's good. I feel like for a lot of people who don't like it, until we start playing football and there's actually meaning behind the names, that's all it'll be right now is a name. Once we start winning and go to the playoffs and when they win the Super Bowl, it's going to take on a whole new meaning for everybody. You know, if you've been rooting for the Redskins for the last 50 years, you're not going to switch. Right. At least not immediately. And we understand that, but our fans, we got some of the craziest fans in the country, and we know once we start winning, this city's going to be on fire, and I'm so looking forward to that.
Last one. The black uniform. How good? How did it feel to put that on?
I loved it. That was probably the best thing that come from the rebrand.
Right.
The black uniforms are gorgeous.
That camo on the collar and on the shoulders.
Oh yeah, they're nice.
that
We
looks
wholeheartedly
crisp.
agree
Yeah.
with you, brother. And I can't thank you enough for sitting down here and joining us to be able to talk some ball with this man. I want you to keep up the great work that you've already been doing. Continue being the captain and leader of this team. I'm ready to meet that prosperous land that's waiting for us.
All right.
We'll get there soon. We'll get there.
Yeah,
Man,
definitely.
appreciate you, John. You're the man, brother.
Appreciate you guys.
Have a
All right,
good night,
man.
man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. And now, I am your host, Kyle, joined by 2 co-hosts, Michael Hall and Michael Reed, as always. But we are rejoined by the man, Mr. Doug Williams himself. The last time we talked to you, Mr. Williams, was back when they were the Washington football team, now the Washington Commanders. How has the transition been for you?
You know, when they first transitioned into the Washington football team, I kind of liked it. You know, but for the last 2 years, with knowing that we're going to change the name, you know, I was kind of wondering what it was going to be. You know, I was hoping that it's going to stay the Washington football team, but when they came out with the Commanders, you know, I went home and I said it a few times, and I realized pretty good sound to the Commanders.
Yes, sir.
You know, it let you know you can command whatever you want to. You can command the field, you can command the conference, you can command the East, you just take over. But no, I'm for this, and you know, I think it's something that had to be done, and now we've done it. We got to rebrand, and the most important thing is the people that we put on the field. Yeah. And if the fans just remember burgundy and gold and the history of this organization, we're gonna be fine.
Right, completely. And since tonight is draft night, I mean, you know a little bit about this. What is it like being the new guy in a locker room? I mean, tonight somebody's life's about to change. They're the man in college. All of a sudden they come to the NFL, kind of got to start at the bottom. What's that like?
Well, some of them, it's going to change big time for a lot of them.
Right.
And hopefully that they can handle it. That's the most important thing. You know, that spotlight is on them, especially when you're the first round draft pick. Whoever we pick, you know, I just hope that it's a good character guy that can come in here and understand what Ron and the coaching staff has put together, because they've done a great job of putting people in their room that really works together.
Right.
I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, definitely. And they made a couple of additions this offseason. They added a new quarterback in Carson Wentz. First question is, what's your take, and how do you feel about Carson Wentz? And second is, what are you expecting from him this upcoming season?
Well, you know, I feel about Carson Wentz probably like the coaching staff does. You know, I don't think they went out and got a Carson Wentz. They didn't feel good about it.
Right.
And, you know, I know a lot of people probably soured on him and things like that, probably had a couple of knucklehead games here and there.
Right.
But when you look at what he's done, even last year, his stats was not bad.
Right.
And I think for him, I do think he's going to work towards that situation where he's going to realize that he wants to prove to people that that's not who he is. Right. And being here with Terry McCoy, I think it gives us a chance to get the ball down the field a lot more than what we have. Right. You know, there's no knock on Teller at all. No knock on Heineke. I think it's good to have Heineke here, but you do have Carson Wentz. It's like anything else. You know, you got Heineke, who's a good quarterback, but then you got Carson Wentz, who got a chance to become a Pro Bowl quarterback. Yeah.
Real fast, when Ron Rivera and Joe Gibbs were talking about the specifications for the quarterbacks, when they were describing them, they're like big, strong, big arm, athletic. I was like, you guys are describing Doug. I was like, Joe just described Doug right there.
Well, that, you know, Coach Gibbs, that was his mentality.
Right.
You know, he wanted that kind of guy. I mean, he played with Theismann. Theismann was a great leader.
Yeah.
He knew how to play the game. But when I came up, then Rip came up. I remember when he drafted Jason Cameron.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to Coach, and the first thing he told me was, Jason Cameron reminded me of you.
That's what,
you know?
Yep.
So that's part of it. Now, having a big, strong, tall quarterback does speak volume. When you look around this league, it ain't that many Russell Wilsons in this league.
No. Yeah.
You know, who can do a lot of different things, you know. So at the end of the day, I think we did a good job of bringing Carson in here. Yeah. And I do think he's going to make the difference in some games.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So, Doug, can you kind of explain for us, what is it like to play for Coach Gibbs? You know, as like a person, player to player, but also being able to, even after, post-career, even with Washington Commanders now, being able to have that close relationship still, right? And it's some sort of a working level, you could say, but...
Well, you know, Coach Gibbs and our relationship is a little different than a whole lot of people think it is, because he was in Tampa my rookie year. Mm-hmm. And I was late going to camp, and so when I came in, I went to Coach Gibbs' house every night and went over the playbook. I sat at his table with his two sons, bless JD. But I sat there with JD and Carr and his wife Pat, and ate dinner every night. And he took me back to the hotel that night. And when the USFL folded, only one person called me. That was Joe Gibbs. Mm. So, you know, I'm always be thankful. I'm always be grateful and respectful, because there's no other guy out there as spiritual as Joe Gibbs and as smart as Coach Gibbs as a quarterback. So when you talk about Coach Gibbs, what he is, you hear people say, a man, that's who Coach Gibbs really is.
Right.
Yeah.
And
what separates Coach Gibbs from everyone else? You know, he wasn't considered like X's and O's, but he had a connection there with his players, right?
The thing that Coach Gibbs does better than any coach I know he knows his players inside out. He knows the players that he has to put his arm around. He knows that he can just give them a thumb up. He knows the one that he needs to go talk to, and he knows the one that will walk off. He just do like this. Coach Gibbs knows his players.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think when a coach knows his player and get along with his players, that in itself take care of everything. You know, he never was a guy with a lot of rules, but it was a lot of respect because this team was a veteran team. So they understood what he wanted.
Yeah.
But it's all about work now. When you're on the field, it's work. Ain't no BS, ain't nothing else. It's concentration on what has to be done. And after that is over with, you know, that's the way it should be.
There was no TikTok or Twitter back
That's
then.
right. Thank God, right?
Thank God.
So this the first part of this question, it'll be real easy. When you're on one of these great teams, do you know immediately? Like, do you just feel a vibe with your teammates and your players and your coaches? Or is it something that can just kind of clicks halfway through the season? You're like, we got a real chance here.
No, I was fortunate. You know, when I played at Tampa, I played in the USFL. When I got a chance to come here, I knew what kind of team they had.
Right.
You know, it was all about putting pieces here because, you know, Gary Clark played in the USFL, Ricky Sanders played in the USFL, Kevin Bryant played in the USFL, and I played in the USFL. You know, what Coach knew and the other coaches knew what they needed to put with this team.
Right.
And they went out and got us. And we came in here with that offensive line and defensive line they already had. That in itself, the puzzle was already put together.
Right.
It's just a matter of making sure you find the rest of the pieces.
Right.
And that's what they did.
Right. Do you see any parallels between Ron Rivera and Joe Gibbs?
I'm not gonna say Joe Gibbs and Ron Rivera, but I would say this, that he has put together a pretty good team with the guys that was already here.
Right.
Mix them in with the guys that he brought in.
Yeah.
I think he understands that and he
Right.
knows what he has to do.
Yeah.
But I don't think no man is the same coach or what have you. You might want to be, but Coach Gibbs gonna always stand alone. Ron gonna be Ron Rivera, who he
Right.
is.
Yeah.
Right. And you've been around this team for a while now. You've been around the new team now, and this is Ron Rivera's second year. He had some success his first year, or third year. Sorry, his third year. But do you think this is the year they can finally get up over the hump and do something special?
You know, let me say this. I do believe that the people that we have in that dressing room are guys that can get it done. You know, when you watch last year, the way that when Chase went down, when Montez Sweat wasn't around, you know, the guys that stepped in played well. Defense played well. But at the same time, we didn't play well enough to win enough games to go to the playoffs.
Right.
But I do think now their mentality is a lot different. They know what they can do. Jonathan in the middle, Payne in the middle with Sweat and Chase. I think they understand, you know, what they can do. Middle linebacker 55, Cole, you know, he understands what he can do. Now hopefully James Davis learn how to play this game the way it should be played.
Right.
We know he can run and hit, but he got to pick up the pieces. And I think the secondary is maybe 1 or 2 players away from being a solid secondary. And the offensive line, you know, is one of the best offensive lines in the league.
Yep.
I
Always
think that's
underrated.
his volume. You had Gibson, who can run and catch.
Right.
And you got McKissick coming out the
Yep.
backfield. And if you want to throw a wrinkle in there, you can give it to little Jared Patterson and mess it up. Now, I think what we need help, to be honest with you, and I do feel like the night might be that night, and that is wide receiver.
Yeah. You don't have it.
I like
Really?
that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
I mean,
Absolutely. And the last question, real quick. Talk to me about 17, Terry McLaurin. He needs to get that deal done, doesn't he?
Well, you know what? I don't deal with that part, but I can say this: how important Terry McLaurin is to this football team.
Right.
I do think they're gonna get the deal done.
They have to. Right.
That's
Love to hear that. Love to hear that.
Mr. Williams. All right, everybody. We just spoke with the man, the legend,
Thank you.
Super Bowl winning quarterback Doug
Doug,
Williams.
thank
Doug.
you.
Appreciate
Thank
it,
you, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are now joined by cornerback for the Washington Commanders, Mr. Kendall Fuller.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Went to Virginia Tech. I'm a huge fan. Been
There
a
we go.
long fan. We're from the area, so with good counsel
Okay.
and everything like
There
that.
you go. Yes,
so I'm
sir.
very familiar with you and
Yes,
your
sir.
family.
Appreciate
How has
that.
it been? Been in the area, growing up, and now playing for the
Yeah.
pro team here.
It's been good, man. I enjoying it.
Yeah.
Just having so many people that's been supporting you for a while. You know, you definitely appreciate that. And you know, even just the little things, like times where I can call my mother out, ask her to drive down, have dinner. So just little things like that, you just kind of appreciate. You know, especially when I was in Kansas City, kind of not having that.
Right.
Which, you know, I definitely enjoyed my time in Kansas City, but just having something little as that was definitely I appreciate it.
To piggyback off of that, we were all kind of blown when you left originally. You go
Kinda.
to Kansas City.
We were very
you come
blown.
Back. What was the mindset there? Did you know you were coming back when you left?
No, I did. I mean, there was just many factors. You know, just I think for me, I just wanted to play somewhere that where I feel like I fit the system. You know, I wanted to play somewhere. You know, being back home, I enjoyed playing for Washington.
That's awesome.
You know, it's a place where like I feel like we do the necessary things to reach that level and compete. You know, for Super Bowls. There wasn't anywhere else I would rather, you know, build and do that at. So, you know, I knew it was gonna be a process, and you know, that's what you do it for.
Your brothers get jealous at all that you get to play for the hometown team?
I could say yeah, but I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so. You know, I feel like, you know, once the guys get into the league, you know, you want to have a successful and long career.
Right.
And, you know, that's something that my brothers have been fortunate
Yeah.
to do.
So football
Two
family.
of my brothers played about 5, 6, 7 years. Kyle's going into year 9. So you know, that's to play that many years is a blessing.
Mama's got to be
wherever
proud.
You gotta play
Right.
You're gonna
Doesn't
do
matter
it.
where it is.
So,
Yeah.
Jesus. And you guys got voluntary workouts right now, but what are some things you like to do in the off season, kind of like non-football
Golf.
related? Golf.
Like,
That's it.
That's man, I appreciate you doing this for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You're an awesome
Appreciate y'all.
person.
Appreciate it. Big fan.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you, Kendall.
Nice to meet y'all.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we just talked with the man starting cornerback for the Washington Commanders, Mr. Kendall Fuller.
CB1.
Little guy.
CB1.
CB1.
Yep.
All right, everybody, and now we are joined with starting to tight end, Mr. Logan Thomas. How are you doing, sir?
Doing good. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. So how are you feeling now? How's the injury coming along, and you expect to be ready for the start of the season?
I feel good. Yeah, my target goal is week 1.
My man.
Whatever
And
happens
you're
before,
not-
happens before.
You're not pressing or nothing like that. Like you're
No.
just allowing the process to go, but obviously you're still working at it.
Absolutely. Look, I'm not young in the teeth in this league no more. Like, I've been around long enough. When I'm ready, but my personal goal is week 1.
My man. And then last thing I'll ask you, I promise. Running through the Hokie Tunnel, what is it like as a player?
It's chills, man. Like, you watch it on TV, it don't really do it justice. It's one of my most fond memories. But the best part about it, like, I ran through the tunnel my first 3 years. I got named the captain going into my junior year, first ever time that's ever happened that's not a senior with Frank.
Right.
Being on the field and watching your team run out is a completely different one. Like,
Right.
you get to see all the stands, but then you get to see your team come out. It's a different experience. And Virginia Tech's a special place.
Yes, it is.
Inner Sandman's a special song. For a special place.
Yes, it is.
You know, anybody who's getting recruited by there, you'll feel that energy too.
My man.
Real fast, I don't know if any of you guys knew this, but Logan used to play quarterback in college. That's an on-running joke. We have every broadcast, they always say it like 15 times. We're like, we know, he's the man. But how did playing quarterback help you adapt to being a tight end? Because you caught on fast, and you started running with it.
Pass game came easy
Right.
being a quarterback, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Like,
Understanding
route
timing
combinations
and
made
routes,
sense.
right.
Yeah, like I knew on this step of the quarterback, I got to be in this spot.
Right.
Run game, completely different story.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Right.
No, that's the O-line coach.
What are some things you like to do in the off season? Just like, I know you're going through the rehab right now, but in a regular off season, what are some things you like to do?
I'm a decompressed type of guy. Like I said, I'm not young anymore, so I enjoy my time with my family. I like to shoot it around with them, just try to teach them little things, and then like back home, we just like to step out onto the lake and go fishing a little bit. It's nice, calm, relaxing.
Nice.
Kendall, last thing, I know you have to go. Kendall said that he likes to golf in the offseason. I know you're a big golfer as well. Who's better?
Right now, Kendall's better, but he's got an excuse.
I got you. What are you driving?
My car?
No. Your
Oh,
drive.
I'm like a 280 to 300 guy.
Sheesh. I wish I could do that.
If I try to rip on one, it's about 320.
I got you.
God,
Well, I
damn.
hope you can get back on the course soon, brother.
Yeah,
Logan, I
appreciate
can't
that.
thank you enough for taking the time to do this
Yeah.
for everybody.
Thank
it
you.
really is cool. of you.
Appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
thanks,
Best
man.
Thank you, man.
Logan.
You guys have a good
See
one.
ya.
You too, man.
All right. Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back. We are now live, and we are just selected. The Carolina Panthers just selected at 6, so now it's up to the New York Giants. Akeem Ekwonu has been taken. And then let's recap the first round so far. The first overall pick, Trayvon Walker out of Georgia. Everyone thought Aiden Hutchinson was going to be there, but he goes number 2 to Detroit. He's staying home.
Yeah, I know Dan Campbell's going to love that. That's an alpha Michigan guy. And then he got the 2 corners back-to-back, Derek Stingley and Ahmad Gardner. First, and then followed by 5. Who was picked at 5? Who was that? I don't even remember who it was. The Giants took Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah,
That's
Thibodeau,
5 defenders in the first 5 picks. Hasn't been done since 1999 when actually 6 defenders went through the first 6 picks.
Yeah. So what was your favorite pick so far?
I would probably say I like the Sauce Gardner pick to the Jets.
Yep.
I definitely think that
Has Revis feels to it.
yeah, they're trying to get that Revis Island feel back, that kind of that vibe back to New York. And I definitely think if anyone can do it, he can.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, dude. Now, coming up to the Commanders pick at 11, we are counting down the minutes until that happens. The board is shaping out well. No quarterbacks have been taken. Wide receivers, is there going to be a run?
Yeah, well, so far that was the Panthers taking Ike Ekwonu. That's kind of the first offensive player that was taken, but will there be a run on offensive tackles here coming up? I mean, you still got Charles Cross, Evan Neal, who
is sitting there as well. I mean, now the Giants pick is in, so it looks like that's going to be coming up here soon.
Let's see how much they screw this one
Speaking of receivers, I mean, you got to think that Atlanta's going receiver here. All they have on their offense right now is Kyle Pitts. Got to get some weapons for Mariota in there.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, have to. They really have to.
It's Tanya Snyder. Come over here.
Hi, Tanya.
Tanya, come interview. Come here, Tanya.
Yeah, she likes me.
Yeah, she does, kind of.
She's super nice. Sweetest woman of all time.
No, but seriously, guys, I wanted to say what's up to Greg, Coach Greg Curl. Glad to see you, brother.
What up,
You're here for the live stream.
Wish you were here, Greg.
Yeah, seriously.
Playing COD with me.
Yeah, and come on here and talking ball. But I'm really intrigued with what goes on at 11 here. I think the consensus around us especially is given the fact that we think they're going offense, not only just offense, but we think they're going wide receiver. So the question is, if no wide receivers are taken, if Kyle Hamilton is there, what are we doing at 11?
You got to go Jamison Williams. If he's on the board, still at 11.
First overall, first wide receiver off the board.
Got to be the first one off the board. He's the most talented. Look, all the reports out there now are that he's ahead of schedule on his ACL injury. He might be available to play come October, maybe early November the latest. I mean, look, that's a guy who's going to add explosive speed to your offense, downfield threat, taller receiver, can go up and make every single catch, can run every single route. He's a guy you take at 11.
He does fit what Carson Wentz brings. I mean, his average per catch this season was 19.9, which is 3 more than anybody else in the class. It's just unreal. And that's one of the stats I look at with Drake London, Reed. We're looking at it where his average is only 12.6. You know, a lot of people will point to that. I think that has a lot of scheme.
That was how he
was
used,
to do with that. But are you with Hall? If no wide receivers are taken, if Kyle Hamilton is still sitting there, are you going Jamison Williams at 11?
I'm going a receiver. I personally like Jamison. The injury does scare me a little bit still, so maybe a Garrett Wilson or a Drake London, but I wouldn't be upset. I would love to have Jamison Williams. I think Hall's right. I think he probably has the most upside. I think he can bring something completely different. I mean, he's 6'2", like you said, he's a deep threat. The Drake London thing, like you said, Kyle, him being used in the slot a lot and being a bigger receiver and stuff, but you can really make the argument for any one of these wide receivers, but I love Kyle Hamilton, but you almost have to go receive. Like, our offense just doesn't produce. You need somebody across from Terry. So I think as much as I love Hamilton, you kind of have to go wide receiver.
The second tackle has been selected, this one by the Giants.
Who was
they got
it?
Evan Neal.
Let him keep falling, baby. Let him keep falling.
Like we expected, we thought Evan Neal would go to the New York Giants. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, we even speculated they could possibly go number 1 over there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did hear a couple of reports saying that he was going to start dropping a few days ago. So his fall ends at 7.
I mean,
That's
you got to
not
have
too bad.
protection for whoever's going to play quarterback in 2024 or 2023.
So think about this. If you were to tell us 2 months ago that the Giants draft was going to be Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau, we'd be like, what the hell? Did they have the first 2 picks? What happened? Like, how did they do this? Because that was they're supposed to go 1 and 2.
Thibodeau is supposed to be the consensus number 1 overall pick for going into the season, but obviously he dropped a little bit.
I heard some things about his interview process, but I don't think there's really
It's all the stuff about, like, does he love football or is he, like, love being a football player type of thing?
It was the thing about him loving his brand more so than apparently he loves football, they say. But they had the same questions about Najee Harris last year, and he turned out all right. He's just different. He grew up in a different era. He grew up in a different time. His life isn't football. Right. Don't get me wrong. The guy plays it for a living, plays it well.
We have 3 picks coming up until Washington selects. I feel like this one is absolutely flying by.
It's flying by.
It really is. So my question to you with the
850.
Atlanta Falcons here, ESPN has their needs listed at quarterback, wide receiver, and D end, just to straight off bat. So what do you think they do here, Dave?
They're going wide receiver.
They have to. Yeah, I mean, they have the worst wide receiver core in the NFL without Calvin Ridley.
I think they might go Garrett Wilson, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I know Jamison Williams is
I
number
think-
one, but
I think-
or should be the number one, but
You need somebody
got-
who can play early.
exactly. You need someone that
Yeah.
can come and contribute from day one. That could be Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just if I'm looking for the future, right? If I'm looking as the Atlanta Falcons, I'm going Jamison Williams.
Yeah.
To your point, it's not a 5-game pick; it's a 5-year pick. So
Exactly. Right. Yeah, and he makes the most sense, I think. Yeah. I mean,
And look, I like Garrett Wilson a lot, but the one concern with Garrett Wilson to me is his hands, especially in the contested catches situation.
right. And he's very similar in a way to Calvin Ridley. They're both the way that they play the game. Like, I think that Jamison Williams offers something completely different, where Calvin Ridley, when he does come back, if he ever comes back, if he stops betting on games, isn't necessarily a burner, an all-world burner, but he's a good route runner. He's not the biggest in the world, but Jamison Williams kind of the opposite of that. He's big, he's 6'2". I mean, he's a burner, obviously, as you can see by his yards per catch. And
But I think the question needs to be brought up. Should the Falcons be selecting a quarterback here?
maybe they love Malik Willis. They can have
Malik
the second
Willis grew up
coming
in
of Michael
Georgia.
Vick.
I
Yeah.
mean, that would be a.
They did draft Michael Vick. He was a number 7 that was electric like that.
It's kind of like your. I mean, look, you got Marcus Mariota and Malik Willis, kind of same kind of style quarterback, athletic guys, and just like the Jamison Williams pick, it's not a 5-game pick, it's not a 1-year pick, it's a 5-year pick and beyond. So that would also make sense as well. He can sit behind Mariota, kind of learn, groom a little bit, and then come in.
Yeah, and I was questionable about the selection of bringing Marcus Mariota there because I really don't believe that he's a starter bona fide in this league. Obviously, he was the backup. He played with Tennessee and everything, but I just don't think that he gives you confidence to the point where you can say he could play 17 games.
People
Right.
wanted him here over Carson Wentz, which was crazy to me,
Yeah.
but I mean, hey.
Yeah, that's crazy to me too. I mean, I like Marcus Mariota's skill set. I loved him when he was coming out, but no, not everyone.
He definitely fits what Scott Turner wants to do, but again, like you said, the injury thing is kind of a concern. I know Carson gets injured a lot, but if you look at his games played, he's
Right.
played his last 45 out of 49 games he started.
Damn.
So is he
And-
really injury prone? You know?
Right.
Look at this stat guy over here coming out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
there you
We just
go.
need to bring you to FedEx,
And
apparently. Huh?
yeah, I feel like Hall had like a aneurysm or something before this, and all of a sudden he's just like coming out with facts he didn't know that he retained.
So the pick is in for the Atlanta Falcons. They haven't selected it yet. But this has big implications because I feel like this is the one team that could possibly be in the way of Washington being able to get one of those wide receivers. The Jets at 10 are obviously another
Yeah.
one.
This might start that wide receiver run that everyone's been talking about in that kind of early to mid part of the round.
So obviously after the Falcons pick, then you would imagine the Seahawks are going to go either offensive tackle or quarterback.
Probably offensive tackle, but if they
Right.
don't go Kyle Hamilton, Pete Carroll.
Yeah,
that was a lot
that's
of talk
true.
about. They wanted to find their next Cam Chancellor.
That's
Kyle Hamilton
him.
definitely fits that role.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn. So then, yeah, you really just got to worry about the Falcons here, and then the Jets. Obviously, we know they're going to take a quarterback. I'm sure, especially with both corners. They already got a corner.
You think that they could take Andrew
Hey, but they
Booth?
also, I know that they also really want to replace Mekhi Becton. Remember, Mekhi Becton might not play for them anymore.
That's true.
So
That's a good point. With Seattle, I think that, I thought Ahmad Gardner was like an easy shoe-in pick for them.
If he was there, for sure, right?
Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
gone, obviously. So Andrew Booth, maybe?
Yeah, I mean that could. Yeah, do they love any of the quarterbacks in this class? Because if they do, then they got to take them. But if not, if they want to wait, I don't blame them at all.
My whole thing, they are taking.
What?
Oh, so sorry. That wasn't the actual pick. that was them
Okay.
saying it could be Drake London. No, it is Drake London.
Really?
It is.
It's Drake London.
How do you
Really?
know?
The Falcons took Drake London.
How do you know that?
They just came up
You know
on the
what's
TV right there.
Did
You
it
know
just
what's
come up on the
crazy?
TV?
That sucks.
Drake
I know.
is Sice right. Drake London.
I know.
Drake is Sice right now. He put a huge bet on Drake London to be the first wide receiver pick tonight. He just cashed out.
Oh, like the actual artist
Yeah,
Drake,
the artist
not,
Drake.
not the
Yeah.
wide receiver
No,
Drake.
I mean he was suspended like Calvin Ridley. So
That's a big blow to Washington.
That's
I mean,
a huge
so
blow.
In this, now Drake London is gone. I mean, I know that Jamison Williams has that kind of history, but do you think that Chris Olave could possibly be the pick here?
He could, but Willie, I don't know. I just think you got to look at. I mean, we know that they like Olave. I think he was more of a target when he trades back, but at the same time, if he's your highest weighted receiver, you got to take him. I mean, but I would imagine Jamison's going to go number 10, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
See, look,
unless they take Charles Cross. I mean, if they really think, I mean, they got to help Zach Wilson somehow.
you also got to think the Jets are sitting in front of us at 10. they're going to take a receiver at 10. Will it be Jamison Wilson? Will it be Garrett Wilson or Jamison Williams?
Right.
Will it be Garrett Wilson? Technically, one of those two guys should be there at 11. Will they take one of them? We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really concerned now because I was not.
I wanted
expecting-
Drake London really bad.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't realize how much I wanted him until I just heard that he was
So,
picked.
one
And now
of the big reasons why I like Drake London so much is
His
given the
body,
fact
his
that
name.
He is on the
You're
left
huge.
side, guaranteed he can start there, and you don't have to worry about Terry anymore, having to worry about anything because that is a legitimate
Terry?
outside wide receiver. I know that he lined up at the slot a lot of the times at USC, but I felt like his route combinations were a product of USC's play calling. But I thought that he could do everything, and especially come here and help this team and be the number 2 wide receiver. Because the one question that comes up is Chris Olave, is Garrett Wilson, are they a wide receiver you can legitimately say they're a number 2 wide receiver that can start right now?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, definitely. I think they can definitely both step in, be day one contributors, be that kind of, like you said, that number 2, that kind of counterpiece to the guy that's already on the team, a la Terry. So
Also, we haven't seen any trades yet. Are
Yeah,
we
we
going to be
haven't.
the? I mean,
I
so
wasn't expecting a trade to go down in the first round.
I
mean,
am still.
it
You
goes
got
to
to
the point
imagine
of a lot of people were saying that
pick 10
a
with
lot
the
of people want to
Jets.
trade now, but nobody wants to trade up.
Exactly right. Yeah.
That's my exact point.
But
was the
unless
entire time I didn't feel like it was
unless
gonna
we see a Debo Samuel trade at pick 10,
Number
That's very
10.
true.
yeah,
Hey, that could affect Finn.
and then San Fran will be going wide
They got to
receiver.
go receiver, yeah.
They'd have
They
to.
better have
Exactly.
the trade. They better have the trade in place, dude.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I mean, it's
no.
coming up
you
on the
got 4
11th
minutes
hour.
to
Yeah.
execute it,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? My goodness. I'm concerned now. But, guys, we want to hear from you. Hear from the live stream. What do you want to do at 11 now? Drake London is gone. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave is still there. Jamison Williams, Treylon Burks. I know Coach Greg Curl's sitting there saying, Treylon Burks, Treylon Burks. But Kyle Hamilton, he's still sitting there. Charles Cross, he's there. What are you guys thinking? We want to hear from you. But, Hall, what are you doing now? Like, are you still stuck on Jamison?
Oh, yeah. Got to be stuck on Jamison. The dream scenario right now would be that Seattle takes Kyle Hamilton, kind of eliminates the option of having him there.
Yeah.
And then you got to pick a receiver there. I mean, you got 3 guys on the board that you probably love, so
I mean,
it's gotta
we
be the
heard
easy pick.
through a little birdie that the only first-round defender that we would consider is Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's the only
We
first-round
did
grade.
get that nugget,
we heard.
yeah.
So, if he gets off the board, that's going to be huge for this wide receiver crowd because I'm pulling for receiver right now. You know,
I feel like,
all the way
this
up until
pick
the
by
draft.
Seattle is taking so
It
long.
is. It is.
might be trying to trade out of it.
Maybe
Pittsburgh loves Malik
Yeah.
Willis.
Yeah.
This would be the
really-
spot to jump up at 9.
You're going to need to here. Yeah.
I'm really excited to see who this is at 11.
Dream scenario,
Yeah.
actually, honestly, would be Jamison Williams. Second dream scenario would be the Pittsburgh Steelers trade up to 11, draft Malik Willis. We go back to 20. We still get a guy like Olave there.
Yeah, that'd be dream. And we get that 52nd
I know
pick
Olave
plus
might not
some
be
more.
there at 11 or 20. That's kind of dangerous and sketchy, but
I've done this
You can still get a
scenario
quality
1,000
The only
times.
reason
when
why I
I
don't
had-
think the trade out is legitimate is because we've seen no quarterbacks taken yet. So there's really no necessity for a team to say I
Yeah,
need to go up and
that's
get
true.
him.
No one else really needs a
until the
quarterback.
teams that need a quarterback are on the clock. Right.
that is
But
true. So
at
once it
this
gets
point-
past Seattle, it's kind of
right.
like a free fall.
So if one of these teams that's picking towards the end, like people were rumoring that Tennessee wanted a quarterback,
New Orleans?
exactly. If it gets close to that pick 20, if it gets anywhere after 15, no quarterbacks are there. Maybe one of these teams comes up.
Yeah. I just don't. I hope this is the case that they're there at 11 and they're able to come out of it. Good to see you, Dre. I hope they are able to trade out of their 11, but I still think the second round is where the money is with the trade back scenario.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I've talked about it with somebody, or like where the first round almost seems like an extension of the second round.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense, like it bled into it. And so essentially what you're doing here is in the second or third round, that's when a team would want to trade up because they're like, oh, this is where the meat of the talent is in the draft. I don't want to miss out on that. So let's move up to 47. Let's go get our guy. And that's what I see more happening than a trade for 11, just because is the talent that you're trading up for, is it enough to lose out on these day 2 picks?
Right.
Day 3 picks?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think somebody would be willing to argue no.
John Kahn just tweeted out that if they do somehow trade back, obviously Olave is still an option, but he said be on the lookout for Jahan Dotson as an option if they trade back as well. So another wide receiver.
I like
Wait a
Dotson.
minute. You know what that means then? If he's talking about Jahan Dotson, that means that Kansas City is calling.
Yeah.
And they're calling about 28-29.
Yeah, that makes
or
sense.
29-30,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Green Bay also has pick 28. So, I mean, anywhere in that realm would make sense. Hey, if they can get an extra second, because after going through this, I've done these mocks 1,000 times with the NFL draft.
I feel like a trade expert.
Yeah, I've done them with the trade chart. Have you been using that too?
Right.
Yeah, I always do it. So like you can get, especially if you want to stock up next year. Like if Pittsburgh offers 20 and 52, I believe then we can also still get a second or third round pick next year. Like that's the way it would kind of even out, and I'd take that. I mean, right now, I mean you get that 52, and then next year I know, or I don't know how much that 98th pick, is that what it is? Whatever it is that they have. Well,
See, like I'm not.
it's tough.
Like I would love to be able to get another second rounder, right? Obviously,
Right.
but like I am more concerned about getting that third. Right. And so if I'm able to get those 2 first-round picks at the end of that, and then also a third rounder on.
Oh,
this
yeah,
year,
I would do
I'm
that in a
happy,
heartbeat.
of course.
Yeah. Oh, my
But
God,
that being
yeah.
said, you're probably going to have to add on the next year first as well, and obviously, we would absolutely love that.
Yeah, it would make a lot of sense. That would be.
And the
pretty
connection with
ideal.
Andy Reid, I mean, obviously the owners' meetings are good for something, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
hopefully Ron Rivera is nudging a little bit and sweeten the pot up a little bit. The only question is, would Kansas City be willing to mortgage all of those picks in order to come up to 11?
Right. I mean, they got
Is
some.
there a wide receiver there that they want that bad?
They got some pretty big needs that they can fill at those spots already. I mean, you're looking at like a safety/corner or an edge rusher or a receiver. I mean, those are their 3 biggest needs, and they could get somebody that could start 2 of those players if they kept those picks. So
It's looking like a lot of the local media guys are saying that the best case scenario right now is Washington trades back because they were 100% targeting London. They were going to take London at 11 if he was on the board.
Who said that, John Keim?
Keim, Sheehan, I just saw that. Ben Standig.
Dang it.
He was the guy they were going to take
I
at 11.
wanted London really bad. I did. And like, no, I'm talking about like the city. I want to own it. I would love to own that place.
Oi.
Oh,
No.
Charles Cross just went to Seattle.
Charles
Okay.
Cross to Seattle.
Yep.
Okay, so here we go. We are 1 pick ahead of Washington. The Jets are now on the clock at 10.
So now
Man,
Jamison
they're going to
Williams.
take Hamilton at 11, man. I'm not even
Oh,
mad.
yeah.
I'm not even mad at the pick, but it's just like I'm so tired of mediocre offense. Like,
I
come
know.
on, guys. What are we
That's
doing here?
kind of where I'm at.
I am so sized.
I'm kind of depressed.
I just want to hear, man. I want to know what is going on in their minds, what they want to do at 11. I would love to trade back, but the issue is who's going to move on.
Right.
And that's the big issue for everyone involved. I would absolutely love it.
If Jamison Williams is on the board or Garrett Wilson, does Green Bay, does the Chiefs move up?
Like, if I'm Kansas City, that I would be willing to move up for
Yeah,
Jameson.
Green Bay. Honestly,
I also
know Philly
yeah, I was
loves
about to
Jamison
yep,
Williams.
I was just about to
Are
say.
we going to trade with Philly?
Yep.
Are we going to give our rivals a game-changing
Right.
player? I don't
Yeah,
know.
and
We
I
would
mean,
still
New
be
Orleans has
happy
also
with, like,
been.
somebody like Chris Olave,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, New Orleans
Yeah.
has also been looking at a wide receiver to pair opposite Michael
Olave
Thomas.
said
so.
he met with Washington, I think Baltimore, and the Saints as well. So
I have to pee so
Oh,
bad.
so I'm not sure if you guys can hear him or not, but here we are, joined by Mr. Fred Smoot. How you doing, sir?
What's good, Fred? How you doing?
Good to finally meet you, sir.
What took you out so damn long to have me? What's
We are 1 pick away. You saw Drake London go off the board to the
Yes, I'm
Falcons.
so happy Drake London went off. I don't like USC wide receivers.
That's
Certain
true.
schools that
That's
don't
true.
they're not good at certain
Right,
positions.
right.
You know,
You
Florida
think about
for a
Mike
long
Williams.
time, wide receivers
Right.
just couldn't play in the league. Penn State,
Yeah.
when it comes to running backs, something always go wrong. Alabama offensive linemen, I ain't really with those guys. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
But I take me a Wisconsin offensive lineman. I take me a
Right,
Iowa
right.
offensive lineman. I take me a Penn State linebacker. I
Yeah.
take like certain
Yeah.
schools. Press.
No, you're right.
Give me an Iowa tight end any day of the week.
Yeah,
Does
oh my
that mean
God,
that you
yeah.
want
Right.
Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave? Because we've had some success with Ohio State wide receivers,
Everybody,
Fred.
you know what? Everybody gone. Everybody got this adrenaline rush for wide receivers. Right? You know, once the AFC started to do what they doing, y'all have turned wide receivers into Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
Right.
They was
Right.
already sports cars, but they used to be like a Mustang.
Right.
Now y'all have turned them into high end, and everybody want them. Don't y'all think about it? If y'all sitting right now in our GM, you got Terry McLaurin, Bertified 1. You got him number 1 wide receiver. We got Curtis Samuel. That's a sports car we ain't even drove yet.
Right,
That
yeah.
that
We just
paid
got it out of the
top-end
shop.
money for.
Right, yeah.
We got Dammy Brown.
Yep.
We got him second round. We got Cam Sims.
Yep.
That room don't need attention. Plus, I'd rather. All right, let me ask you this. What's the difference in Drake London and George Pickens. I can get George Pickens in the second round.
Apparently,
round.
apparently Pickens has some character questions. That's something that I.
You know what we need? This is what I'm saying. The whole locker room cannot stink of Deacon cologne. We got so many Deacons on this team already.
Right.
We need some guys
We need some
that.
dogs.
We need some attitude.
We need a couple
right.
of guys, Dexter Manley types that we don't know if they're gonna make it to the game Sunday, but if they do,
Right.
you know damn well they're gonna bring the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Every time. Like it has to be a personality balance. Your locker room can't be too good and it can't be too bad. You need both sides to level them off. And like I said, we basically got the third street choir in there right now. We got
It's a valid point. Nobody's getting in trouble nowadays.
We got a pretty good
Right.
group of guys, you know. So it's about time we mix it up. We need a couple character flaws in here. We need some guys.
We need
So
somebody.
the pick is in for the Jets. They have not announced it yet, but it should be here any second. So Fred, that being said, you don't want you think wide receivers getting too much attention. Kyle Hamilton's available, sir.
You know what? I was a big Derek Stingley guy. That was my pick.
Right.
I just thought he was going to be there. I did not think he was going to go number 3.
Yeah.
But he was a blessing from the cornerback gods. I call him Champ. I call him Champ Woodson because he's a mixture of Champ Bailey and Charles Woodson.
that would have been great here.
So that means he's a bona fide Hall of Famer. That's what I'm basically telling y'all. Sauce Milton. He was too damn good to drop to us. So Kyle Hamilton. I don't like Notre Dame defensive players. I'm sorry, you know how you pass by a dealership and you like, that's a fresh head car, but I don't fuck with that dealership.
I'm not.
You like, look at that Jeep. I want that thing, but Big Willie and them, they ain't.
Right. I'm not driving a Ford right now.
I just don't. Close your eyes and tell me last 20 years. Give me a Notre Dame defensive star.
Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith.
One.
What?
One out of how many? In the last 20 years, I'm
All
sure
of them. Right.
50 of them in the first round.
Right. By the way, you're sitting on Manti Te'o's girlfriend right now.
All of us are. But I'm saying, certain, it just doesn't pan out. They're just like my quarterbacks. I usually don't like quarterbacks from Alabama.
Right. Penn State, too.
You play with all 5-star athletes. Yeah, you're supposed to win the high.
That's what I've been saying. That's why it's
right. 5-star. Your wide receivers 5-star.
All 5-star.
I don't know. Now my guy, Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Mississippi
They
State.
took Garrett Wilson.
He
by
was
the
the
way.
reason we won.
Right.
We took Garrett Wilson.
No. We didn't. The Jets
just
did.
went to the Jets at 10.
Now we're up now.
What do you want to do here, Fred?
Yeah, what are you thinking?
We
What are
gotta
you
go
doing?
Kyle Hamilton.
You want to go Kyle
We gotta go
Hamilton?
Kyle Hamilton.
I guess we're-
Unless one of those tackles are still on the board. Is Charles Cross still on
Yes,
the
he
board?
is.
No, Charles Cross went to the
Oh, no,
Seahawks.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Right, so he's off the board.
Yeah.
3 tackles
It's got
gone.
to. Yep. It's got to be
We
Hamilton,
gotta
then,
go
right?
Kyle
Or
Hamilton.
Olave.
I just think it's too early to pick a wide out.
What do you think about
Yeah.
Jamison Williams, though? He's on
Oh,
the board
yeah.
still.
But it's just too high to pick a wide out.
You can get a good wide out
I
route,
can
too.
get George Pickens in the second.
Yeah,
I can get Calvin Austin in the third.
Right.
I can get guys in the fourth.
Yeah.
Put it like this. I go for freaks in the first round.
Right.
I don't care what position you are. I don't care how my position room looks.
Right.
But in the first round, I'm walking out of here with a freak, church boy, choir boy. I don't care. Gangsta on the street.
Right.
Whatever it takes. My first rounder won't look like everybody else.
Right.
We done been safe for a long time. We got to get off the safe. Yeah. Go get the guy. We'll figure the rest out. We'll send him to church, get him a pass, whatever we need to do. But now it's just about go on, pull the trigger. And I'm sure Coach knows he on the clock. It's his third year.
Right.
Yeah.
Third year, you're on the hot seat.
All right.
Well, last question I have for you.
Yeah.
What would be the worst case scenario here at 11 for you?
If we draft a wide out.
I am so surprised to hear you say that.
If we draft a wide out right here, they're just telling me we still followers.
They're trading back. They're trading back from 11.
We are.
That is what Ian Rappaport had just tweeted.
Perfect.
Give me a high five, Fred.
Now,
Get some more.
now,
Get
guess
some more.
Guess what's about to happen? What if I told you we finna trade back to, let's say, 20, getting the Kobe Dean, middle linebacker, Georgia, get back in the first round by trading one to Ron Payne, all right, get back in the first, and still have the second from trading down. So now,
And you probably got a third round pick as well now.
thank you. So now I can get my George Pickens. I can get a corner if I want to.
Stop. What?
We traded with the Saints. I don't know.
Jamison
We
Williams,
got
I think,
16 or
is gonna be-
19.
No, Saints going
So-
Malik Willis.
So yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
right.
You only move up for quarterbacks.
Did we get 16 and 18?
No,
That
so
is my
when you
question.
look at the draft trade chart, it doesn't make sense to do that. Like, it wouldn't make sense for them unless they really, really
They
wanted a
want
quarterback.
It-
That's
you
what I'm
don't come
saying.
up 'cause I can wait.
Yeah, exactly.
I can wait
Oh,
on
yeah.
a wide receiver.
Right. They
I can
can.
be patient, but
Yeah.
guess what? They like, you know what?
Malik Willis might be the pick. You're right.
You only move up for quarterbacks and tackles.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
The 3 top tackles are gone.
Yes.
Yes, Parker,
glad-
calm down. It's a good
I'm
thing.
so glad they traded back to
That's
16.
Working them phones.
That's
Working them
They're
phones.
telling me you ain't following the herd because
Yeah.
everybody else just drafting wide receivers. That's what y'all want to be. Y'all want to be a diva. Like everybody, y'all want to be part of the AFC in that arms race. That's what y'all want to do. Them shiny cars never win. I've been a part of all-star teams put together
Yeah.
just for us to get our quiche to kick.
Yeah.
Like, it don't work. It take us too long to jail.
Right.
Like we got to learn each other habits.
So you earlier, I know. Sorry, this is the last one I promised, but you said that 11 was too high.
Yeah, you the liar we need.
11 was too high for Jamison Williams. Sitting back at the Saints at 16 or 18. Do you
Not
think that,
too high for him for another team.
Okay, but for a wideout.
For us,
I got you. But at 16, do you think that you would pull that trigger?
all right, I'm gonna give you the dilemma.
Okay.
I don't usually pick for need,
Okay.
but let's say Jamison Williams there and N'Kobe Dean there. Which one help our team?
Which
The
helps
most.
him out more?
Which one help him out the most?
Short term or long term?
Both.
Both. Jamison Williams.
No.
I'm going
N'Kobe
Jamison.
Dean is the middle linebacker.
Even in a passing league that we're trending
Yes,
right now.
and you got a guy that just won a national championship chasing around wide receivers.
You're right. You're right.
The
you're right.
fastest wide receivers on earth.
Right.
Yes, he can do it. And we got a quarterback on offense. Defense, you got to get us a quarterback too.
Right.
Our quarterback
All
is
right,
the middle
that's
linebacker.
a fair argument. I like that
Right?
argument.
Yeah.
And my quarterback that was my quarterback is here now, London Fletcher.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
we was the number 1, 2, and 3 defense every damn year.
Yeah.
Because we had a quarterback. And when you got a quarterback, he can, when the offense checking, my guy checking.
Right.
If I don't trust my damn guy to check us in the right call, he ain't our quarterback.
Yeah.
But London gonna call it just like that. N'Kobe Dean gonna call it just like that. He plays chess with the quarterback. You want somebody to beat Brady? It's the middle linebacker job to make sure I'm in the right check and coverage. So
Right.
N'Kobe Dean, Jamison Williams, rookie year, he got probably missed first 3-4 games.
I think more than, what do you think, October is
And
when
I
they
take
Yeah.
them 3-4.
Right.
It'll take them 4 or 5 to get the speed of the
Oh, yeah.
NFL.
Right.
It'll
Right.
take them 5 more to say now I'm comfortable. The season's over with. N'Kobe Dean, 120 tackles in.
I got you.
Hey,
The only
yeah.
reason I like it a lot
That's-
because with Jamison Williams, he'd be your solidified number 2 wide receiver, not just for this year, but next year.
You already paid the number 2. If your wife let you, like, if your wife say go buy an extra vehicle, we got a pickup truck. You don't dare come back home with a damn pickup truck.
It depends. They got an exhaust system on it.
I'm just saying, put the exhaust system on your original truck. We got a number 2.
I got
We
you, I
just
got
need to see do we work.
Because I'm looking for the future. Because Curtis Samuel has an out after this season. So let's just say something goes wrong with Curtis Samuel. Then you have
What
your
did
number
we
2 wide
get?
receiver on the roster at the moment.
Guess what? Ain't nothing went right with him. He's at our mercy.
Right.
He ain't played no football.
I got you.
You
Yeah.
can't make
Hey.
the club in the tub. Right? ain't nobody trying to pick you up when you literally can't stay healthy. So he got to prove, number 1, can he stay healthy? 2, he got to find his niche. And the only great thing happened to Curtis is our quarterback is new. So both of
Right.
them started from scratch.
Yeah, right.
So now
Kinda
he got to
build
play
up.
catch up.
Right.
It's just flat for everybody. And I think Carson gonna ball too, because it ain't nothing like a man that don't feel wanted.
Right.
Your old
Yeah.
lady,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know she got to leave your ass.
Oh, trust me, I know that
You
feeling
know
all
what I'm
too
saying? Y'all
well.
walk around the house looking at each other all crooked. She hate the way you chew. Like, you know it ain't long then, right?
Why are you wearing those shoes?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I've always worn. You bought me these shoes. Yeah, you bought me these. And she's like, well, they're stupid.
That's where we at.
Fred,
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough for joining
Yeah.
us.
It was
This
fun.
an
man.
absolute
It was
pleasure,
fun.
brother.
always
We gotta
fun.
do this again for sure.
Yeah, just let me know, fellas, anytime.
I
Yeah.
got
Yes,
you.
sir.
Have a good one, brother.
You too, bud.
Thank
Brad,
you,
you're the man.
Anytime.
Take
All
it
right,
easy,
everybody.
buddy.
Oh, it just got announced. The Commanders are trading back. So they went to 16. They got 98 and 120 from it.
All right.
Okay, that's
Right,
good.
right,
Only
right,
moving
right,
back
right.
5 picks.
Wasn't a player there.
Right.
That they were like, you know
Right.
what? He ain't freakish.
Yeah.
He
And
plays strong.
And we're only moving back 5 picks.
I don't have any issues with the
I love this
decision to
trade.
trade back here.
I love this trade.
I think I love this a lot.
You're only
especially
moving-
if they are targeting somebody like Jamison Williams. It
Or
makes a lot
Chris
of sense 'cause
Olave, right.
Now we got 98, and so
98 would be third round, right? Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
So we have 47 in the second, and so 32 from that. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
98.
exactly 90. No, that's 78.
It'd be 96.
Yeah, third rounds.
47, 42 to
No,
98.
no, sorry, I was just thinking.
The amount of picks, it's third round, 98.
Yeah, it is third round. I think it might be a comp pick if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love this. Absolutely. And I'm also getting 120 as well, a fourth rounder.
Yeah.
So now that
So how many?
means
What picks did we get for it?
we got 16, 98, and 120.
I like
so
that.
means now Washington.
And we only
owns-
moved back 5 picks.
Right. And
So
Washington now owns 8 selections in this draft.
Olave
now.
at 16.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Daddy's got to pee first, though. So
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a quick break before we get before we come back and hear the selection at 16. We're gonna go to our holding slide, guys.
Hey, look at who the Saints just took.
all the top wide receivers
So-
gone. Maybe they.
We've been sitting here this whole
hypothetical.
time, and the sound hasn't been on.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
We've been sitting, well, no, not this whole time, but just like since we came back from the bathroom.
Oh my
So
God.
the trade, all of it.
We've been sitting here with no sound.
Yeah.
So nothing got recorded?
No, everything got recorded.
Oh.
They just can't hear us.
Well, they couldn't hear us, but they can hear us now.
But like, so there's no audio.
I'm sorry, guys.
There's no audio on it for like 15
Yeah,
minutes.
essentially, yeah.
Sick. Good thing we didn't have any good jokes or anything.
I know, dude. We had some great jokes, and I'm sure people watching were like, "Dude, damn, that was funny." But just in time, though, man. We're coming up to the 14th pick for the Baltimore Ravens. So now, sitting at 15, it's going to be ahead of Washington with the trade. with everything that we just talked about,
I don't remember. Yeah, where do we start?
where do we start?
That's embarrassing.
Favorite interview?
My favorite part of the interviewing process was when John Allen stole Hall's soul.
Wait,
John Allen.
Is it true that you licked your hand?
No, he didn't. John Allen licked his hand.
Why did John Allen lick
Because he wanted to take Hall's soul. That guy eats souls. I'm 100% positive of it. Did you see his gaze? That guy could have gotten me to do anything. But I also like the Fred Smoot interview. Fred Smoot was a lot of fun. He came in here
old
just
ball of
swinging.
energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did.
And I think I could beat up John Allen, personally. Okay, I was making sure.
I like it.
Yeah. I was like,
John's right behind you, bro. What did you say?
I would just be like, yes, sir, have my soul again. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like I
I'm
don't have a soul anymore.
So sorry, guys. We haven't been checking the live stream because they took Kyle Hamilton.
So I guess JP was right with Kyle Hamilton being gone. I told you they're going to take him. So, like, what was
The
the
Ravens
point?
did.
What was the point of trading back? Like, seriously. Like, come on,
The
man.
Ravens did.
What was the point of trading back? Now I'm kind of like irked because I'm just like, all the players that were like supposedly locked in for Washington went back to back to back, skip a couple picks, back to back. Now what do we do at 16?
Damn, what a great pick by the Ravens.
Now they're gonna go like
Who did
defensive
they pick?
lineman or like some
Kyle Hamilton.
They
like,
did end up
edge
taking
rusher
Kyle
or
Hamilton?
something, like,
Makes sense. Not really, but like in a way.
Kind of screws us.
You really can't
see
not
if you
use
can. I mean,
Kyle.
see if you can trade back again.
That's, yeah, I would
Get,
say I'd
get
check
down
back
to like the
again.
late teens, maybe like early
No,
20s.
dude, if we
I'm trying. I have
maybe
work
get
tomorrow.
Treylon Burks.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, I would leave first, but like I would be okay with it ultimately.
Oh my goodness. Oh, the Ravens have made a trade sending Hollywood Brown to Arizona.
Hollywood. That always reminds me of that scene in Hocus Pocus when they steal the candy.
Hollywood.
Ding dong. The name's Ice. And he's like, Hollywood. Whoa.
Hocus Pocus. What a great pullback, dude.
That was a great movie. That's
I
one of
actually
the.
watched that like recently, a couple months back.
I'm sorry we was sitting here for like 20 minutes. I'm still bitter about
You
it.
guys are just watching us laughing.
I know, like, I'm sure that was great content, and we just.
Yeah. It's okay. No, it's cool.
I'm hoping. So the Cardinals traded number 23 to the Ravens
For Hollywood Brown?
for 100 and Hollywood Brown.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty high for Hollywood. He hasn't done anything.
Well, they gave him 100 too. So basically, what?
Yeah.
What was it, like a
So the
third round
Ravens
pick?
have the 23rd pick now?
Yeah. So 14 and 23.
Wow, good for them.
Well, I guess it just goes
But-
to show if they actually would have traded Terry McLaurin, they would have got a first round pick for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you get
because if Hollywood Brown is going
That's
for
what
a
I'm
first
saying,
rounder,
right. I mean, good. That makes sense for Arizona. They definitely got fleeced a little bit for that. Good for Baltimore. They can get another player, but they're definitely going to take a receiver then, I would
So I'm
imagine.
guessing that what they're thinking there is essentially
We're not going to pay you this much
replacing
money.
Christian Kirk with Hollywood Brown.
Yeah. And Baltimore's probably like, we're not going to pay you what some of these other guys are getting. I don't know
Right.
why you're
Well,
asking.
especially with what's coming out. So the pick is in for the Houston Texans. Hopefully it'll be made in about 10 minutes here, and we won't be clicked on mute. I'm hoping that there was sound the entire time, and I had just clicked it like by mistake or something like that.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Somebody comment and
It
tell
would
me
be
their sound.
funny.
I'm sure, but dude, we were like talking to the camera.
Yeah.
Like, there was just no sound coming through. It's like, what is going on with these guys? What a clown, dude.
We had some,
Professionals, man. That's
we had
what
some
we do.
good bits.
It's cold.
It is cold. I'm
It's
I'm
weirdly
such
cold,
a.
isn't it?
It is. It's almost
wasn't this
May.
cold last year,
It's
I know
almost
that.
May.
I just wanted to say thank you again to the Commanders for allowing us to be here. We're one of
It's
the,
51. It feels
yeah,
colder.
we
than that.
we got here
It
late.
doesn't feel like 51.
I'm gonna play some Pokemon too, though.
Reed got a Charizard.
I did.
It's
It's
sitting at this table. He
Yep.
got a Charizard, and I made a comment before we came out here. I was like, dude, Oh, no, what is his name? Charmeleon? You got a Charmeleon.
No, it was a Charizard.
It wasn't
No, it wasn't a Charizard. Charmander.
Charmander?
Yeah.
I don't even know the Pokemon anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the Pokemon, man. So I'm pulling me and Lindsay are pulling a summer 2016 and playing Pokemon Go again.
The pick is in. They haven't announced it yet.
So our pick is in, or
No. The
Prepare for
Texans.
disappointment.
Washington trades pick 16 for 232, and that's it.
Watch Washington. You know they're going to draft at 16. Desmond Ritter. That's what's going to happen here.
I would sleep with that.
That would be kind of lit, but
Not going to happen.
What is this?
they're gonna draft like I don't even know.
No, we're gonna
so
go
defeated.
We're
I
gonna
am,
go.
man.
We're gonna
I'm
go
sorry.
Dotson or
I mean,
Burks.
if they get Dotson right here or Treylon Burks, I wouldn't be mad, but like
I would.
they
Like
really
I said,
they really passed up on Williams.
Come on, cuz.
And Olave.
Who'd they take?
They
Who'd they
really-
take?
I don't know. It doesn't say it.
Who'd they take? Who did they take? Oh, they took a lineman.
good.
Stop playing with me.
I think they took a lineman. I think.
No, not us. Houston, right?
Yeah, who is it? I can't see it up there.
I can't see.
Texas.
Jahan Dotson.
It's Kenyon Green. What?
Jahan Dotson. That's the pick.
How do you know?
For
JP Finley.
for the Texans.
For us.
For us, yeah.
Oh,
They just
wow.
took
Finley
Kenyon
confirmed
Green.
through Albert
I'm
Breer.
pretty sure.
Jahan Dotson. Okay, so the first ever Washington Commanders pick is going to be Jahan Dotson,
John
the wide,
Collins was calling that at
the
16.
wide receiver from Penn State. I think that's very surprising over
Yeah.
Treylon Burks.
Remember, nothing's been announced yet, so you guys heard the news here first.
I mean, everyone's been mocking Treylon Burks to Green Bay, so it's only right.
It makes
He goes
sense.
to Green- he goes to
They
Green
always
Bay.
have those throughout the year, but
Jahan
yeah, Jahan
Dotson.
Dotson, dude. If you go back and watch his highlights, if he was a little bit bigger, he would have been a surefire first rounder. The people would have had him there. He's generally the 5th or 6th wide receiver. People would always put him at in this class, but he attacks the ball better than anybody in this draft. When the ball's
he
in the
really
air,
does.
aside from Drake London, I mean,
I was on Parker's pod the other night, and we were talking about Jahan Dotson possibly being one of those wide receivers in the second round that if you didn't take a wide receiver early on, like a Kyle Hamilton or whatever, you
Right.
could get Jahan Dotson in the second. And I talked about how when I was watching Pat Fryermuth's film last season before the draft, Jahan Dotson just kept coming up, just blowing
Yeah.
up.
That dude is a
Right.
baller. I'm not gonna lie, he's a baller. He's a great compliment to Terry. Would I love the other guys, of course, but I cannot be mad at Jahan Dotson.
No, absolutely. Jahan Dotson, the new Washington Commander, first ever draft pick by the Washington Commanders.
yes, Lindsay, I am talking Pokemon
You're
because
talking, what are you
I was
doing?
talking Pokemon. Lindsay in the chat
So
said,
what are you
Why are you talking
feeling to
Pokemon?
wrap this up, guys? We're gonna be heading out of here soon. This is gonna be the last of the stream. We already know what the pick is
Look,
gonna
we
be.
knew we wanted a receiver.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's disappointing that we didn't get one of the top 4, but we did get an extra 3rd and an extra 4th round pick. So you trade back, you still get a wide receiver. Some people are saying, I've read places that they think that he could have one of the better careers. Granted, that was maybe one place, but he fit. You can do so much with him. Curtis Samuel and Terry McLaurin, like it makes sense. I like it. I think his combine was a little disappointing. He thought he would have been faster, but this guy can do so much for you.
Yeah.
And he's kind of reminiscent of a Santana Moss almost. And I love it. I really like it.
Yeah, I think he has fantastic hands. I just didn't think that he was up in the realm of the top 5, obviously, but I would love this pick. I think it makes Washington better on offense, especially. There's somebody who can work on the outside, who can work in the slot. He can do a lot for your offense. I love this pick for the Commanders going with Jahan Dotson. I know that I'm not sure if you guys are up to date. JP Finley tweeted it out. And so now we kind of know that the pick at 16 is Jahan Dotson. I don't even think it's been released yet.
No, it hasn't. Albert Breer had it first.
Who got taken at 15 though?
Kenyon Green, I believe.
Oh, Kenyon
I
Green
think
did
so.
at
I saw
15?
Texas A&M on the
Okay.
field.
It's about to be crazy that Malik Willis is really going to drop to Pittsburgh at 20.
Yeah. And so let me ask you a question, Mike. You know, you wanted a wide receiver early on. This isn't the one that you wanted, but
Yeah. Look, I can't be mad. Jahan Dotson can step in from day one. Obviously, he's going to be a playmaker.
Right.
You guys mentioned he has great hands.
You get
He's
2
a-
extra picks out of it,
Yeah,
too.
you get some
I
extra
mean,
picks out of it in the meat of the draft. And honestly, he's a pretty good contested ball guy on the jump ball. So he's a smaller guy, shifty guy, fast guy. So I definitely think that he can be a deep threat as well for Carson Wentz. Great pickup for this offense. Like I said, I wanted Williams or Olave, one of the top guys. But again, I wanted a playmaker, and it seems like they got one.
yeah, he ran a 4.43 40. He had a 36-inch vertical.
Compared to Emmanuel Sanders.
He had 91 receptions, 1,182 yards last season, 12 touchdowns with a 12 per catch average in the season last year at Penn State. Obviously, that's a great kind of conference to be in, especially as an offensive wide receiver. Balling out and obviously doing well. But he ran a 4.43. It's not.
Let's just hope he doesn't add a C to his last name.
Dotson.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Jay Dotson. Oh no. Ew.
I guarantee
I'm just
Twitter's
kidding.
going to be like,
Yeah.
it reminds me of Josh Doxson. Oh my God.
It's Jahan Dotson. He doesn't care. It's fine. He just wants to pace in place. It's cool. Let him do his thing. I love the pick. Obviously, on top of it being that they were able to trade back, that's
what I'm saying.
Getting caveat that makes it worth it for me.
Getting 2 mid-round picks, including now we have 2 picks tomorrow night.
Yeah,
that's the plus.
It's huge. It's absolutely huge. That third rounder was pivotal.
Do they,
Yes.
do they do the second and third round tomorrow? Or
Yeah,
just
second and third.
Second and
and then
third.
4
yeah.
through 7 on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yep.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like it. I'm pumped about it. I'm excited. Carson Wentz now has some talent around it, especially if Curtis Samuel's healthy. Watch out.
Here we go. Here comes the pick.
Here comes the booze. Watch
First
FedEx.
ever commander.
Watch FedEx.
Here, the word
Watch
first ever
FedEx
commander.
Field.
We already
Listen.
know it's Jahan Dotson, but y'all don't know. Oh, no, don't take the chips. I wanted the chip.
They're taking our
Don't
church.
take my tip from me.
They're taking our church.
I wanted the Dorita.
They took the dirt.
Oh, the Titans are planning to trade A.J. Brown to the Eagles.
Yeah, right.
Just saw it come up from Adam Schefter.
Okay, guys, I have some breaking news. That's Adam Schefter's going to come on.
So
to
the
the
Eagles
screen.
had two. Do they have two
Now I'm
picks?
just-
No, they got
Now
if
traded
Hollywood
one up.
Brown went
Now
for
I'm defeated
23.
again.
If Hollywood Brown went for 23, AJ Brown is going to go for at least the
18.
18.
Yeah. It's 18 at
Well,
least.
again, this is one of those trades where, like, we were waiting for, like, Debo, A.J. Brown, one of these guys to get traded because they're going to get paid, obviously, pay. Sign and trade is what it's called.
Right.
But,
The guy.
yeah, sign and trade. Let's see what the Eagles pay A.J. Brown. I'm not going to lie. I'm really salty about the Eagles landing A.J. Brown.
Yeah, it's kind of a blower, but hey, it's all good. We got defense here. They got to get the ball to him, right? All right, guys. Well, to wrap up this
Oh,
episode,
you know what's so funny?
What?
We were just talking to Reed. Already made the joke. Hope he doesn't put a C in his name. J.P. Finley. I think a lot of Commanders fans will be mad about Jahan Dotson pick because his name sounds like Josh Doxson.
Thanks, JP. What'd you do? Hear my joke?
Yes, he's listening to the live stream right now.
No, I'm talking about his ears.
Oh my dude! I think I love the pick with Jahan Dotson. There wasn't many that I really would have an issue with besides like edge rusher, I think, or defensive tackle might have had an issue with. Jahan Dotson, he's a proven catcher of the football. I like him a lot. He's able to high point things. He was dependable there at Penn State. There wasn't really anyone else there to subdue him at all. So I think I love this pick. Come down. I even said to Parker last night on his pod that I thought he reminded me of Terry McLaurin with the way that he attacks the football. So I love this. I absolutely do. The Washington Commanders got better tonight. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to wrap us up for this show. I really appreciate all of you for being able to stick it through with us, whoever did watch. I think maybe we'll...
Sneaky tidbit of John Kahn before we get out of here. Jahan Dotson can also return punts. So
There
people
we go.
people crying about we didn't resign DeAndre Carter.
They're so stupid.
That's what everybody does.
I love DeAndre Carter, by the way. I'm just saying.
I feel like 98% of the time I like what Washington does all the time because everybody always hates it. And people are always like, "You're such a homer. Of course you like what Washington does. Of course you're supporting it. Of course you think that this is going to be a good pick. Of course it's a good signing. Of course you see what they're doing." It's like, yeah, because you guys always bitch about it, and I don't feel like it.
Yeah, I'm just a massive
And it just
troll.
makes me
What can I
mad.
say?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
just-
one dude I said, I'm a homer. I don't care whatever. What do you guys say? The dude responded. He was like, well, why would you say that? Why do you think that? What do you think being a homer or whatever? And I was like, look, man, in a town full of skeptics, I'm cool with being different. You know what I'm saying? All right, everybody, that's going to wrap us up for this episode, live from FedEx Field. I'm glad that we were able to come down here and for the first time ever enjoy this experience. I will say that a personnel person did come here and say I was the inspiration for this, which was really cool. I was not expecting that.
Yeah. I mean, last year they had you in the meat locker.
It was right there. It's not the meat locker.
No, it was a meat locker, I heard. You could see the hook swinging in the back. John was working out. John Allen practicing stealing souls. And
God, dude, interviewing John was so awesome. Man.
I still think I could beat him in Greco-Roman wrestling. I think so. I'm stronger than him. My arms are bigger. You guys saw us next to each other.
Did you look up our YouTube comments? Did a bunch of people write in there that we didn't have sound for a long time?
They literally said, no sound. Hey, sound. Sound check. Mic check. Go read the comments.
Literally?
Yeah.
How many?
All of them. and then you get.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I don't screw up often, but we implemented this new sound thing, and so like it automatically does this thing, and I don't know why I didn't do it when I came back. My bad, y'all. My bad. All right, everybody. We will catch you guys again. I'm not sure we're going to record again this weekend. I'm not fulfilled enough, I don't think. Maybe we'll do it again on Saturday, maybe Friday, but we'll be back on Monday. We'll have a special guest for you.
Jahan Dotson's kind of a tiny guy. I didn't realize that.
Huh?
So Jahan Dotson's
He's
kind of a tiny
5'11"
guy.
or so.
I didn't realize that. I thought he was at least like 6 foot, 6'1".
No, what is he? He's 5'11",
5'11",
184 pounds. He's skinny boy, dude, but he's running a 4.43. I'm okay with this.
Hope he
speed.
can get off the line.
36-inch vertical. That's his problem, is his playing strength, but he's still good at attacking the ball.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sorry about the sound, man. God, what an idiot. We went on for like...
We almost had a flawless
I want to know how long
recording.
that was. It had to be like 20 minutes.
It was almost a flawless recording, but it wouldn't be the Burgundy Zone without a mess
It
up.
was after Fred, so which meant it was after the trade out. So that was at 11.
Probably like 15 minutes or so.
So probably about 10 minutes, just hopefully it wasn't that bad. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. I'm Kyle.
I'm Hall.
I'm Reed.
And we will see you guys on Monday, or we'll have a special episode come up maybe tomorrow, Saturday. I don't know. We'll see how my wife says. All right, everybody. Washington football. Woo! Peace.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. And if you liked what you saw, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you get notified when anything new is uploaded to the channel.
We
also,
got wide
we just
receiver
launched
10 at
the
pick
burgundyyzone.com. You can go there
He's
and
not
find
wide
all
receiver
the
10.
latest news articles and the latest episodes that are uploaded. Again, we also have the Discord chat server where all of our VIP folks are in, like Andy Burrows, Scott Hartley, Sergio Martin is in there as well. Don't miss out on the Discord chat server. Go and check that out. Until next time, everybody, Washington football. Woo!